Hello everybody, in today's video we are going to be doing a Menagerie Cosmetics spotlight because they are restocking their palettes this month and I wanted to give you guys as much as an in-depth review as I can. So I'm also going to be ranking the palettes so you can see what I use best. So I'm going to start with the singles that I have. So I've done a very terrible job of organizing them. So here are their trifoil formula. This green shade is Baobab. It's from the one with the palette with the lion on it. I believe these four were from a limited edition 6-pan that they did. It was about flamingos. This is Electric and this is Starling. Now, I placed all my first orders to Menagerie this year and I kind of went a little bit crazy, so keep this in mind. I've not used as many things as I wish I have. I've just pretty much bought everything just to own it. So starting with these, I don't think I'm gonna swatch all of, well maybe I should. Let's see where we're gonna swatch these. Maybe we'll do the back of my hand for this. So let's start with these greens here. So Baobab and Electric. We're gonna do little vertical ones. Okay, and then let's follow that up with the trifoil line. Sorry. So this is Turtle Club, Chickadee, and Bunny. These are really pretty. I don't know if they're as unique as maybe they once were based on other formulas that other brands have come out with. But it took me a while to get my hands on Turtle Club, so I'm really glad to finally have that. And then we'll swatch these. So we've got this neutral is caramelized. This is, I think it's Canary. Yeah, Canary. Besties, I believe. And then Tutu. Okay. Besties and Tutu. So the shimmers in this row are all duochromes. Canary has a yellow with a pinkish flip, which is kind of cool. And then Besties is more of a neutrally rose tone with like a brighter pink kind of flip. And then finally we'll swatch Starling, which this shade is really pretty. However, I don't think it's as life-changing as people made it out to be. I feel like I was definitely trying to get my hands on this and just sorry guys, I'm just gonna turn my mirror a little. I can angle it. That's a lot better. Thanks for bearing with me. So yeah. Of these singles, I think Electric is really nice, Turtle Club is really cool, and then Canary is nice if you don't have any other yellow with a warm flip. Starling is okay. I don't know. I feel like there's a big hype over it and it's just okay. So let's go and look at, this is the bottom ranking palette in my collection. This is the Violet Ink. You can no longer purchase this as a palette, however they do sell the singles individually. Of this palette, I highly recommend the shade Jellyfish and Iron Grip. I think they're really nice. But let's just swatch them all. My biggest con with this palette is that these don't lean purple, they lean more of a blurple, mainly blue. So if you're buying this for purple depth, it's not going to give you that, it's going to turn blue. However, these two mattes are pretty true to color. So let's start with the shimmers to get those out of the way. This is Mimic and 3 hearts. And again, you can't buy these anymore individually, but, and then you can see what this looks like compared. You see the flip that 3 hearts has. It's personally not up my alley, but I'm sure it's up somebody's. And then we'll do jellyfish, iron grip, and oh, I did that out of order. Inkjet and Octi. I'm gonna flip those when I swatch them so it's lightest to darkest. So we've got jellyfish, iron grip, which is one of my favorites, Octi, and then inkjet. And again, that pulls a lot more blue than purple. So again, this palette is at the bottom of the list for me. I'm just wiping my hands off on a towel, but I'm gonna get a wet little, I have reusable cotton rounds and some Bioderma just to really help get off some of those, because these purples do stain, but it's fair. My second to last in my ranking is the Pastel Pup palette, and the reason that this ranks so low, ooh dear, that's not good, is just simply because I don't use it as much as I thought I would, and it has been, what's a good way to put this? The Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams blew this one out of the water for me. So you've got the 3 rows of pastels, and then you've got black and a white, and then one of the shades of the trefoil formula, and this is Snowball. So I'm actually going to swatch Snowball up here next to the other ones of this. Is it trifoil? Sorry, trifoil. Just so you can see it, because you can buy those all individually. Just so you can see how they all have that pretty formula. And then let's just go ahead and we're gonna swatch these. Where are we gonna swatch them is the question. This is a very awkward angle for me. Okay, I guess we'll just start going vertical now. So we're gonna just go right in order. I'm gonna do this in color order, so I'm gonna turn the palette so it faces me. We're gonna start with Belly Slide, then Cuddle, then Snack, and you'll be able to see Belly Slide compared to some of the blues here, or sorry, some of the purples from the other palette. And then we've got Fishy, Sunbathe, Flipper, and Ice Worm. Weirdly, I feel like these end up getting like an awkward amount of hard pan, and I don't really understand. Can you see that? Maybe we'll do Ice Worm a little bit bigger. And then we've got Aquatic. This one has some hard pan on it. An Ice Cap, Aquatic, Ice Cap. And then we've just got a white and then a black. So Saddleback and Whisker. So that is the Pastel Pup palette swatched out. And again, the reason that this has just lost its ranking, or I just didn't use it as much as I thought, is because the Give Me Glow one is my favorite formula, and that one has the setup that I like. I like that it's one matte and then one shimmer. And then these two are tied for the middle just because I haven't really used them. We've got Flight Club and the Whale Song. So I have used the Whale Song twice, but Flight Club I've not used at all. So there's a huge part of me that doesn't want to swatch it, but I will because we need to. And then here's the Whale Song. So I'm thinking we're gonna swatch here. So these are gonna be a little bit awkward. I'm gonna do Whale Song on that side. And again, I do have to turn the palette towards me just so I can see. And this will also help in comparing a lot of the blues here that you're gonna see. So Pearl is the first shade. I have used this one and I was a little bit underwhelmed. Then we have Plankton, Barnacle, and Seishin. Okay, so we've got Pearl. This is gonna go right on my wrist bone. Barnacle. And then Seishin. These are really stunning. I've just not used the palette from, oh, that's me. Just from like Life. Cover that up. Okay. And then the second row, we've got Fluke, super creamy shimmery shade, Reef, Bubble Nut, and Breaching. Fluke is really beautiful. See how pigmented they are? These ones are staining my fingers though. And the last row is Kelp, Dive, which is so stunning, Splash, and Whale Song. And Whale Song is a duochrome. Oh, these are really pretty. Wow, those are really pretty. I'm actually going to do my best to fit as many palettes as we can on this one arm, just because I am right-handed. So I wanted the Whale Song for a very long time. I would recommend it just because I have used it a little bit and I've heard nothing but good things, and I really enjoy Menagerie's mattes. Next we have Flight Club, which this is a newer formula to them. They updated a lot of the shimmers in here and they supposedly work a lot better. Again, haven't used it. So do we like where those are? Okay, so I'm gonna kind of try to swatch that here. Okay. So we've got Fruity Feast. Wow, that's really beautiful. Squeak, Sky Puppy, and Nocturnal. Wow, those feel really thick, those shimmers. So again, we're going to be going kind of here. I think is a good place. And Nocturnal. Yeah, let's just wipe my hand off a little bit better because those blues really did stain. At this point, there's nothing we can do. Then we've got Hanging Out, Downside Up, A Little Baddie, and Flighty. Again, these shimmers feel really creamy. Downside Up is a really light shade, so naturally that's not really gonna swatch the best. And then we have A Little Baddie and Flighty. We're almost there, and I can totally fit that final row on here. Perfect. So then we've got Flying Fox, Megabat, Winging It, and After Dark. And I think these are both like a little bit of a deeper duochrome. So first is Flying Fox, and then we've got Megabat. It's a really pretty shade. Winging It, and then After Dark. Alright, so that is the Flight Club palette. And then there we've got Whale Song. And then we've got Pastel Pup. And then Violet Ink and all my singles. So I think for my favorite two palettes, I think I'm going to swatch them on this arm just so that you can properly see them, and we're going to do our best to get them in frame. So these are both tied as my favorite palette. One is permanent, one is not. So if you are purchasing from the restock, I would highly recommend picking up the Serenity palette while you can. This is the collab with Annette. This formula is probably my favorite from the brand. This pink and purple are some of the best pinks and purples I've ever used. This orange is stunning. I love every shade in this palette. They blend super well. And then the Feral palette is just my favorite. I don't know why. I bought this on a whim, and it's my favorite palette that they've done. I really, aside from the Annette one, I love reaching into it for the greens. However, the greens are quite similar to the Annette one, so keep that in mind. But I've loved doing these pinky looks. You can do a neutrally look. You've got this fun purple and the yellow to go with the greens. The shade Mariposa I've used in a lot of build your own palettes. I really enjoy the Feral palette. I'm really glad that I got it. So maybe we can, should we try? No, I think I'm gonna just do it on the other arm. So let's start with the Feral palette, since this one's permanent, and I think the Mariposa is ahead of it as my favorite. All right, so we're gonna start it there. We're gonna kind of have this one on the edge of the arm, and then we'll do the other one over it. So first we've got Harmonia, Wolfling, Canis Lupus, and Alpha. So I'm gonna have to focus a lot harder on these swatches. I'm gonna re-swatch the two neutral shades just because they're neutral shades and my skin tone is, you know, skin. All right, already even those four would be a really pretty look together. And then we've got Pack Leader, Alum, Mariposa, which I really enjoy, and then the shade Night Eyes, which is a yellow matte. All right, so really pretty. And the final row is Wisteria, which I love this shade as well. Furnace, Ivy, and Huchura. This is a really gorgeous green shade. Again, the green looks that I've created with this are stunning. So this is the Feral palette all swatched out. And again, it's more unique. It's kind of fun. You've got some pretty random shades put together, but I like it's definitely a palette that inspires me to be creative. So for that reason, I love it. Let's try my best to clean off my hand. So then the swatches for the Serenity palette, I'm gonna put here. But my hand is a little bit wet. We don't want that. Again, this palette is so good. This and the Feral palette, I didn't plan to buy. I just bought them because they were in stock. And I'm so glad. So we've got Tranquil, Fluttery. I don't even want to like waste any of that. Metamorphosis, and Evolution. And again, Evolution is quite similar to Huchura. The greens in here, I don't know why they're so similar, but it happens. So, all right. So we've got Tranquil, Fluttery. Again, it's literally my favorite pink ever. And then that green, Evolution. You see what I'm saying? You see how that's so pretty? And then Anew. Oh, I don't want to waste any of that. Monarch, Sunbeam, and Imago. These are just so good. Look at that. And then we've got Chrysalis. Oh my god. Morpho. Cocoon. And Luna. So you'll be able to see the greens next to each other. The mats are not as similar, but you know, greens can tend to look kind of similar on the eye. So can I do this in frame? Okay, well, we'll just zoom up. So again, we've got the Feral palette on the bottom, and on top we've got Serenity, if you want to screenshot that. And then over here we've got the Flight Club palette, and then these itty bitty Pastel Pup swatches and the Whale Song. Violet ink is its own thing right there. And then all of the singles. So if you guys are able to get anything from this, please buy these two palettes. They are so good. If you can only get one, get the Annette one. And then for singles, you don't really need any of the, like, oh, sorry, no, for singles, I would get Jellyfish and Iron Grip from this palette. I think they're really pretty, these two here. Those are my #1 recommendations. Feral, if you want it, get it. Singles, if you just want some singles. Electric is great, but not if you have the other ones. And Turtle Club is really pretty. However, if you like blues and greens, I would say to get the Whale Song. Again, I've only used 2 shades in here, so I don't have the best review for it. But they swatched like a dream, and I've only seen good things, and the formula feels consistent in the shades that I really like. Pastel Pup, really it's up to you. I prefer the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams. Flight Club is pretty purple. A lot of the shimmers felt really thick and creamy, but get your hands on the Annette palette if you can. I think it's lovely. All right, well, I hope you guys liked this video. I plan to do more indie swatching in the future, and now I think I have somewhat of a setup that we like, so please let me know down below if you enjoyed this setup. If not, we can try to tweak it. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to see photographed swatches, check my Instagram link down below. And I hope this video was helpful. I hope you're able to get what you want. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.